So day two, I'm just hitting some shops, though I don't really know how much filming I'm gonna do, just because a lot of shops discourage filming, and it also kind of makes me look like a weird YouTuber, which I don't really think I am. So I think I'll walk around, I'll film the outside of the shop, maybe snap a few silent videos, and then maybe after all said and done, share my thoughts on how it all ended. So I'm gonna go into book off right now. It's very busy, so I don't know if I can share. I'll share a video. Here, one moment. So I just went to Book Off, which is like a used book and CD store. I've been told this is not the location to hit if you're looking for like tons of retro game stuff. But to be honest, I didn't want to be overwhelmed and I didn't want to spend too much. And so I did find a few cool deals. I got Last Bronx, which in Japan for Saturn, it has a 2-disc release, and I think it has material that the US version doesn't have. And then I also got Virtua Fighter Kids, and I got this cool Sega Music remix CD of like hip-hop versions of Fantasy Zone and Alex Kidd, and each of those were just $5 each, so you know, can't really complain. So now I'm hitting Super Potato, and like I said, like a lot of these places, they overcharge, so I'm not expecting much, but it's fun. Let's go look. Oh, hey, Google. So I am now going into Super Potato. So I just went to Super Potato, as I was told by friends, high prices, lots of selection, and actually a fair amount of Sega stuff, but nothing like you can't just get anywhere online for cheaper. But I did get the Shenmue Perfect Guide book for $19, which, you know, is like $6 less than eBay. But those are the little things I like getting. I don't want to go crazy. I did see a Mega Drive Model 2 for $80, and it looked immaculate, but I have a Model 1. Don't really need one. Here's where I'm going into next. Pray for me. So left that place pretty quickly. Nothing too special. Mainly modern stuff. Maybe going as far back as like PS4. So not a retro bonanza. I'm very limited in what I'm looking for on this trip, just because it makes shopping a lot easier, which is just like retro Sega stuff, cheap oddities, you know, that sort of stuff. But it's just fun to walk around, look at things, and be in this wild environment. I'm going to Beep next. Look at that. So I think after Beep, I'm going to a place called Mandrake, and then I'm pretty much done, at least for this time. All right, so I was in Beep for about an hour. That was probably my favorite store I've seen, and maybe the next one might outdo it, but to be honest, it was just like so niche and my thing. They had tons of fanzines and fan comics. I got one that I guess is centered around like Astro City arcade machines. Another one centered around the House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn. I also got a Twin Bee capsule toys, Valkyria Chronicles capsule toy, a Nights into Dreams Nighttopian pin, like from the Saturn era, which was really cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to digging through those things. I haven't bought any like games. Really, I bought a few games, but like honestly, it's more the ephemera. I love that stuff. So we'll see how Mandrake fares. I hear good things. So I finished things off at Manda de Rake, and pretty impressed. Tons and tons of games, you know, eBay prices. And honestly, I feel like, especially with Saturn, now that you can easily play games through alternative methods, I don't really feel like spending that much more money on real games anymore, but I did get some great soundtracks. I got the huge Ultimate collection of Fantasy Zone music. I got the original Nights into Dreams soundtrack that released back in the day. Not the new one. I saw that, but I prefer the retro one. And then I also got a camouflage VMU for 20 bucks. So in any case, that'll end the little shop portion of the video. I might head back to the hotel now and just do a quick overview of what I picked up and share my overall thoughts on retro shopping here in Akihabara. Akiba. And here are all the things that I picked up today on my walk to about 5 different shops. And I think from going to every shop, I realized that if you're going to be buying games or hardware, you're better off just using eBay, because prices are pretty much what you'd find there, if not a little higher. There are some deals to be found, and I'll point some out here. But honestly, it's mostly the ephemera, the books, the stickers, the little toys, even the soundtrack CDs that are much, much cheaper, and honestly, like, harder to find on eBay at all. When I was comparing prices, sometimes I couldn't find some of these things. But I'll just run through it real quick. So at Beep, which I think was my favorite store, they had these new doujinshi fan-made creations. So this one's about a woman who goes back in time to a 80s arcade. This one I haven't opened yet, but it has House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn, so of course I had to get it. This one's very cool. It's almost like a reprint or a remake of a manual for this Sega arcade machine. I also got this at Beep. It is a fanzine for Phantasy Star, the End of the Millennium's 30th anniversary. It's awesome. It's full of art, comics, photos, developer interviews. I also got these at Beep. I got this. It's a stamp that is supposed to be a part of a stamp maker arcade machine that is a collaboration between Data East and Sega. And it's pretty cool. It's like an unused arcade stamp. This is a capsule toy for Twin Bee. This was $20, and to my knowledge, it's very hard to find these. And when you can, people try to sell them for a couple, maybe like 50 bucks, maybe 70, I don't know. This, I had to look at it for a moment, but I'm pretty sure it is a Valkyria Chronicles Gashapon, so I'll have to build that out and see if everything's there. It looks like it is, but it was quite inexpensive, so I figured I'd pick it up. I also picked this up at Super Potato. It was the only thing I got, but it was the Shenmue Perfect Guide. I got this at Mandarake for 20 bucks. It's the Camouflage VMU. And they had a ton of them. I'll post pictures on our social medias, but this was the one that was the most affordable. They also had the SEGAGAGA one that was 115, which is cheap for it, but still, I'm not about to drop $115 on a VMU. But considering it usually goes for about $150, that was a good deal at the store. I got these at Mandarake as well. This was the original Night soundtrack for 2,000 yen. Great deal there. And this is that big Mega Fantasy Zone soundtrack for 3,200 yen. And it was actually cheaper because this includes tax, and I got pre-tax because I spent a certain amount. What am I missing? Oh, I got this at Beep, a little Saturn era Nights into Dream pin for a really low price. Love that. These stickers I got at a big shopping mall that was almost all new stuff, but they had a little retro sticker section. They also had a bunch of Pirate Yakuza merchandise, none that I got, but they did have a really cool RGG Studio shirt that was sold out, unfortunately. If they had it, I might have gotten it. These were from Book Off, and they're very cheap. This was $5, this was $5, and then I also got this soundtrack for under $5, which is a hip hop or rap remix of Fantasy Zone, Pango, Gain Ground, and Alex Kidd. So just kind of a fun curiosity. Thought I'd pick that up. So yeah, I think that just about does it. That's everything I picked up. And overall, it was a fun excursion. And I'm looking forward to getting home and actually opening these all up.